guys, it's Dr. Drake 63 here today. Thanks for joining me on my channel. And today we're going to talk about that new Colt Python, new for 2020. The new Colt Python, which I don't have. Actually, just about nobody has it unless you're one of the big viewer YouTube type video channels, which the Dr. Drake 63 channel is not. You don't have your hands on these. Most dealers don't. I spoke to a couple of my local gun shops yesterday, one in particular who's an authorized official Colt dealer, and he has no idea when they're going to become available. Apparently, 1,000 of them were released, and as you can imagine, most of those are going to go out for folks for promotional purposes and things like that. So I did see some evidence that a few people were able to get their hands on them and trying to sell them for extremely usurious rates on places like Gunbroker or whatever. And, you know, obviously there's going to be guys that are willing to pay that because they have to be the first to have it and stuff like that. I'm excited about Colt coming out with the Python. I know when they came out with the Cobra, which I purchased and have reviewed, when they came out with the Cobra as well as the King Cobra, there was a lot of hype, probably more with the King Cobra than with the Cobra. I didn't like the King Cobra. I didn't buy it. It's not the gun I want. I thought the Cobra, 38 special, scenario, very nice gun.
So if you go to the Colt website, you can see some general specifications. They're offering a 4 1/4 and a 6-inch version. They are offering a target crown with target grips. It's a recessed crown on the muzzle, so that's a nice thing. They're also beefing up the metal under the rear sight to handle some heavier 357 loads, no doubt, and some more information about the overall specifications. I don't see anything about non-mimmed or only forged parts, which I've heard some people say that is the case, so there's some conflicting information there. But you do get to see what Colt says about these firearms. They don't have a blued one.
I'm more of a blued guy than I am a stainless guy, but I do recognize that a stainless is just a lot easier to keep looking nice over a longer period of time. I don't like vented barrels. I can't do much about that, but I am going to definitely shoot one of these when I have the first availability, and when I do, I'll tell you about it. I think it's cool that Colt is doing this. They've gotten out of the civilian AR platform market. They're not doing that anymore. So, maybe they're just retooling or re-employing some of those folks. I don't know. So there's a lot of questions about this gun. We know it's going to have some MIM parts in it because all modern firearms do. And that's something that we just have to accept, and also realize that when you fly in an airplane, when you drive in a car, when you do anything, MIM parts are involved. It's not the same thing it was 50 years ago when it was crappy engineering, crappy materials, things falling apart. It's a different world now, but you're going to have to get used to stuff like MIM parts. You're going to have to get used to non-hand-fitted firearms unless you want to spend a lot of money and get something like a Manurin or something of that nature. And quite frankly, if I'm going to drop the big dollars on something like a Colt, I probably am going to start looking at something like a Manurin.
Now, I bought this Colt 1911 about a year and a half ago, and I wasn't overly impressed with the finish. It certainly didn't compare to this Colt Trooper Mark III from the 70s, and it didn't hold a candle to this particular Colt, which was made in 1947. So I asked myself,
are they on their game to the degree of craftsmanship and effort and time put into each one of these firearms that there would have been, say, back in the 1960s? Well, the answer is no. But CNC machining, things of that nature, there's areas where with materials and so forth, in some respects they're better, but in terms of in some respects they're better, but in terms of the hand fitting and things like that, if you're going to make a firearm today like they did back during that time, it would be way out of everybody's price range. So keep that in mind. Just like a new Corvette isn't a 1963 Corvette, these new Colts, they're going to be their own thing. They have the same look as the Colt Python. And it's just a matter of time to see how they hold up and things of that nature. There's going to be a lot of reviews coming out from folks. But obviously right now, a lot of hype. We don't see a lot of new stuff like this in the firearms industry, and we certainly don't when it comes to revolvers. So good on Colt for taking a shot on this. They dipped their toe in the water with the Colt Cobra and then the King Cobra. They saw that the market's there, and I wish them the best of success. More to come as we can get our hands on these. This is DR Drake 63 saying, have a good day.